Many of us would love to have a lakefront home with hundreds of acres for privacy, recreation, inviting our friends and family. However, that's not really a realistic situation for most of us. Fortunately, you can tap into public lands, state lands, federal lands, conservation lands, and with a little creativity and imagination, you can carve out a pretty nice recreational life for yourself. Here's a map showing all the federal public land in the United States. You can see a majority of the public land is out west, and of course Alaska, big time. However, if you're in the northern Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, or New England, you can see Green Mountain Forest, White Mountain National Forest, a few little pockets in northern Maine, and the Blue Ridge mountain range through Tennessee, Georgia, and southern Florida. Hey, just about everywhere there are federal lands for our use and recreation. Here's a map published by the USDA Forest Service. In light green is all the forest area in the United States. The dark green shows public forest. And again, many of these are going to overlap with your national forests. However, many of these private forests also are allowed for recreation in many cases. In the case of northern New England, for example, much of the forest is owned by paper companies who are lumbering the areas. And you can get permits to recreate, camp on the land seasonally. Some people even have camps and pay basically a seasonal rent to the paper companies for access. Much of this land is on beautiful lakes and rivers, so check it out. Just because some of this forest land is private, by talking to landowners, including corporate landowners, it's often accessible for recreation. Now, when you're searching for public lands in your area, search on some specific keywords: state land, public land, state parks, conservation, and DNR lands. That's Department of Natural Resources. Guaranteed, no matter where you are, within a few minutes drive or just a few miles even away from where you are, wherever you are, there are publicly accessible lands that you can enjoy for pennies on the dollar rather than, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, not to mention taxes, for that same natural beauty that you can enjoy just for a few bucks. Many of these lands are growing yearly as people are getting tax breaks. Families, landowners that go back centuries are getting tax breaks by donating their lands for this public use. And in New York State, that's no exception, as the Adirondack Park is just growing literally yearly as more and more families are donating their land and getting huge tax breaks on hundreds of thousands of acres that's just sitting there for your recreation. Hey, what's a few bucks a year even to buy a pass for your local state park beach or beautiful lake area? Check it out, guys. Subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys real soon.